welcome back to Eldritch Horror Turn 8. Catweazle here. Right, we're still in a bit of a pickle. We've got two insane and dying investigators. We've got two new bloods in Tony Morgan and Mark Harrigan. And we've got some pretty knocked about Trish Scarborough and Norman Withers. First player is going to be Mark Harrigan. I've changed it from Trish. We've had a think and we're going to change that. Right, so no time like the present. Let's get into it and let's move on to the action phase. And first up we've got Mark. One thing you may notice is the clue is back in Greenland. This is because I missed the clue in Singapore, which was actually nearer to the Shan, so I've took that one off. So the one on Space 20 has been removed. Okay, what's Mark going to do? Well, the first thing he's going to do is he's going to get himself a train ticket and prepare for travel. Then he's going to go to Rome and he's going to spend said train ticket and he's going to hook up with Trish Scarborough in Istanbul. And that's the end of his actions for this round. Next up is Tony Morgan, and he's at Bogota. And here we are with Tony. The first thing Tony's going to do is he's going to roll for influence to see if he can get any assets. He's got an influence of 2, so he's going to get 2 dice. And he gets 1 success. Excellent. So he has 1 success. And he's going to buy what I wanted him to buy, which was the bullwhip. So he's going to get the bullwhip. That'll go with his handcuffs. Then what we're going to do is we're just going to replace that with fresh fruit. Ugh. Well, could have done with something better, but that'll have to do. And then for his last action this turn, he is going to move to Buenos Aires. He's heard about an insane investigator, so he's going to check it out and see what he can do. Okay, that's it for Tony. Next up, it will be Norman Withers. Okay, it's a big turn for Norm. Right, what's he going to do? First thing he's going to do is going to move. So he's going to space 4 where the Windwalker is. Then, with his last action, he's going to be casting the ritual that is shrivelling. So he's up there, he's in the tundra, he's in a clearing, he can sense that the Windwalker is close, and he's going to do a shrivelling ritual. So he's got a test law. And he's got 7 law. And he's blessed. 4s or better. You get 1, 2, 3. And what he's going to do is he is going to, yeah, sod it. He's going to use his lucky cigarette case and he's going to add 1 to this 3 to get a 4. He's going to get 4 hits, 4 successes. Right, we're shrivelling. Okay. If you pass, choose a monster on your space to lose 2 health. Maha, got it, right. Resolve the effect based on the test result. 3+. Flames and thick smoke envelop your target. The chosen monster loses health equal to your test result instead. 4. Ah! Take that, Mr. Windwalker. That is 4 damage. Oh yes. And you haven't even got Storm of Spirits on you yet, chum. So there we go. The Windwalker. It's making its way towards Norman. But even as it gets to the clearing where Norman is, the fur on its body starts shrivelling and burning. Yeah, you don't mess around with Gandalf. So, excellent work there from Norman. And next up, we have Trish Scarborough. And here we are with Trish. First things Trish is going to do is she's going to get a train ticket because she's going to visit Zoe next turn in Shanghai. So she's going to take that train ticket, and last thing she's going to do, or last action, is going to be a trade action. She's going to give both the 45 automatic and the prayer task to Mark Harrigan. So Mark now has a weapon in addition to the kerosene. So he'll probably use the kerosene first, then he will use his automatic. So that should be good for him heading off down to the pyramids. He's got a bit extra firepower. Right, that's the end of the action phase. Next up is the encounter phase. As first player, it's Mark who is first up, and he's in Istanbul. So let's have a look. Istanbul. Professor Azathoth at the Topkapi Museum is not easily impressed. Only serious scholars can earn his respect. Test law. Oh God. Why do I think that Mark hasn't got the best law in the world? I think that because Mark hasn't got the best law in the world. He's got a law of 1. And he's not even very good at that. He gets a 1. So we failed that. Hopefully it's not something too bad. If you pass, he offers any help the Institute can provide, improve influence. But we didn't pass. So that's that. That is that. Next up, Tony Morgan at Buenos Aires. And here's Tony. He's gone to this sanitarium in Buenos Aires to meet Agnes. So let's see what happens. This is the encounter he has. So this is where we read this side of the card. Now, she's got a sanity token there next to a standee. That's just to indicate that she is actually insane. So because she's insane, we read this blue bit. In some cases, you can actually get the doom to go back. We've been dead lucky in that she's insane. The only time you get the doom back for Agnes is if she actually gets like badly crippled. Similarly, Zoe, you only get the doom back if she's been sent insane, not if she's been badly crippled. So basically we're not going to be able to send the doom back. Okay, in case of insanity or other psychosis, you find Agnes in a dark alley, surrounded by the remains of her belongings. Gain all of her possessions. So, he gets a clue. He gets a boat ticket, which could possibly get him up to San Francisco to fight the zombie. Or perhaps we can get him across, start him heading towards Shanghai or something. We'll see. But he gets a boat ticket, gets a clue. And he also gets 38 revolver, arcane insight, banishment, could be good for getting rid of the Shan, and feed the mind. So he may stay in Buenos Aires, feed the mind, though his law isn't brilliant, and then try put if he passes, he can then put something on his law to make it a bit better, and then he can do banishment. Or he might just do banishment because it's +2 anyway, so he would get 4 dice. But let's put those on his player area. He's got these spells and a 38 revolver. So he's got the 38 revolver, the bullwhip and the handcuffs. Okie dokie. Right, let's carry on with the encounter. She doesn't seem to recognise you or her own name. She speaks to you in a long dead language. So we've got a law test. His law is 2, which is only slightly better than it was for Mark. And we fail again because we're having rubbish rolls all through this game. So we don't get 2 spells. If you fail, she sees you don't understand and speaks 1 final enchantment before disappearing from the face of the earth. Whether you pass or not, discard or investigate a token. Boink! So she disappears into the ether and we don't get anything. But that's par for the course in this particular game. It has not been a very lucky one. Okay, so sorted that out. And that's the end of his encounter. But we did get some funky spells that hopefully will come in useful, especially that banishment. He's got the clue and he's got the ship ticket. Next up, we've got Norman, and he's up in northern Canada. Well, the first thing Norman's got to do is he's got to continue fighting the monster. That's he's on the same space as a monster. If he wants to have an encounter, he has to fight it. So, he's going to use Storm of Spirit. So let's read it. It's an incantation. When resolving a combat encounter, you may resolve a law test in place of the strength test, using the same test modifier. But before that, before I get too carried away, obviously we've got to do the will test. So the will test is got no modifiers. He's got a will of 5, so we get 5 blessed dice. 5. Oh, it's rolled out, even though I got all those 6s. Go again. And we get 3 successes. So we don't lose any sanity, so that's very good. And now we can move on to the actual strength part of it, which is going to be a law test because we've got Storm of Spirits. It's -2, so again we've got 5 dice. We would have had 7 with the Arcane Scholar and Markings of Isis, but we've got to take 2 off. Come on, Norm. And he gets the required 3 successes. We only need 6. This baby's going back with the epic monsters. We have got rid of it. Not only have we got rid of it, it means that we get rid of this, I think. When it is defeated, solve this rumour. So it is defeated. So that's the end of that. So, good. Nobody loses any health. The Eldritch tokens could go back in the supply. And that's how we like it. Well done, Norman. Now you're going to have to get across to Tokyo pretty sharpish. So at least we've killed 1 epic monster and we've solved 1 mystery if we don't do anything else this game. Oh, I've got to flip this card, haven't I? So we've got 3 successes, 1 plus. You summon the spirits of retribution that grow only more vicious when their master is harmed. Well, we didn't have any health problems. We don't have to spend a sanity or anything like that. So that's fine. Job's a good one. And that's it for Norman. And our last investigator to go is Trish Scarborough, and she's with Mark Harrigan in Istanbul. Okay, here we are with Trish. So she's going to have an Istanbul encounter. Hopefully a better one than Mark. Mark was pants. Sweeping changes to the recently formed Republic of Turkey's educational system are taking place. In exchange for your specialised knowledge, you can be taught any number of topics. You may spend 1 clue to improve 1 skill of your choice. I don't think she's got a clue. She hasn't got a clue, so that's the end of that. She could have got a clue if she'd done a rest, but not done a rest, if she'd done a special action. But we had to get a train ticket and we had to do the trade action. So unfortunately, that's the end of that. And that is the end of the encounter phase. So next up, it's the Mythos phase. Okay, let's see what laughs await us with the Mythos card. Doom movement, could have guessed. So it goes on to a blue constellation. We've got 2 blue gates. We're down to 3. Time is certainly running out. We've got a monster surge. Guess what? On blue gates. So That's 4 monsters. I think we'll just forget about the gates. So, first, we've got a Gug, a Werewolf. I don't think my set's got any cultists in. And a Mygo, oh, not the Mygo, and a Skeleton. Right, so that's what they came out at. Werewolf, Gug, Mygo, Skeleton. So, put the first 2 at Tokyo. Tokyo gets a Werewolf. So, Werewolf and a Gug. A Mygo, a clue-eating Mygo goes to the pyramids, and the Skeleton goes to the pyramids as well. So it's going to be a busy boy. Next turn is Mark Harrigan, but as has been quite clear for a few turns now, it's pretty much all over. So we'll just see how many we can kill next turn. Norman will still give it a go. We'll try and meet up with try and get the clues off Zoe, and try and meet up, see if perhaps we can solve that second mystery before the end of the game. Clues, we get 2 clues. After all, the Mygo and the Shan may get hungry. So first clue goes to London, centre of the Empire. There we go. And the second clue goes to Space 1, which is Anchorage, I think. Right, that's the clues done. You compared the picture in the magazine to the drawing on the old tattered map. It was definitely a match. But what could be so valuable that it required so much secrecy? And why was that particular point on the map marked with blood? Heart of Corruption event. The lead investigator gains 1 artefact, then rolls 1 die. The lead investigator is Mark Harrigan. And gains an artefact. So, I think, well, here's the artefact deck. Let's give it a shuffle. Do something good. We don't want the artefact equivalent of fruit. Something that kills every monster on the board would be nice. What have we got? Heart of Winter. Item. You cannot gain a hypothermia condition unless you choose to. Gain +2 to all skills if you have a hypothermia condition. Brilliant. Totally useless, but it may come in if we've ever got to get rid of an artefact. So, that's that. Oh, he's got to roll a die. On a 1 or a 2, he loses 2 health and 2 sanity. Woo! A 6! So, he doesn't. And that's another Mythos card gone. Right. That's it, as far as everything went. Good to get rid of the Windwalker and stuff. I'll go over that during the turn review. But now I'll go and upload this. Not quite an event-packed turn, unless you're a big monster fan. So I'll go and upload all this, and then we'll do the turn review shortly. Okie doke. Hello everyone, welcome to the turn review. Okay, we got rid of the Windwalker, so that's a bit of good news. But that's it. It's still pretty grim. We still pretty much had it. Another horrendous Mythos with a monster surge. We've now got 10 monsters on the board. But as Lord pointed out, the good news is there's no monster limit. Hurrah! Okay, so we've got 10 monsters on the board. They're all around the... it's the worst gate to get, really, the Constellation gates, because obviously there are 2 Constellation Omen track symbols, so that's a bit grim. At least next Mythos phase will be on, if we do get an Omen movement, we will be on the red sunburst, and we haven't got any red sunburst gates. So what we're going to do, Norman is going to move 2 spaces. I think he's going to go to San Francisco. It's just the easiest place to get to Tokyo. So he can go there and he can deal with the zombie and possibly shut the gate while he's there. He's got nothing else to do apart from take some time getting to Tokyo. Next turn, his first action will be getting a ship ticket, and then he'll get across to Tokyo. And we'll see how he gets on. Trish, well, Trish will probably do an influence test in Istanbul next turn, and hopefully she'll get 2 successes and she can get the fine clothes, perhaps a few other bits and bobs. She has got an influence of 4. Then she'll travel to Delhi or Bombay or wherever it is, Mumbai, and she'll spend a train ticket that she's got and get to Zoe in Shanghai, and we'll have the encounter whereby we find out if she gets her stuff or anything. So that is Trish. Mark, who's currently first investigator, but I don't think he will be next turn. What he's going to do is, I think first of all, he's going to take a rest. Why? Because if he performs a rest action, he can do this, beseech a higher power for assistance with a will test, and his will's 4. If he passes, he gets 1 Eldritch token on the card. I'm not going to flip it immediately. I'm going to try and get 2 Eldritch tokens on, because if you remember the last unique asset, the more Eldritch tokens you put on it, the better. I think he can get 2 rests in before he goes down to the pyramids. What the hell? It doesn't really matter. We'll see what 2 Eldritch tokens on that particular one does, and then we'll flip it. So that's Mark. So he'll do a rest, and then I think he might get a focus. Yeah, he might get a focus. It'll give him a re-roll for when he goes like into the pyramids. Either that or he'll have a go at an influence test. Perhaps he can get something. Probably fresh fruit, that might help. Might help him recover some health and sanity after he's been fighting, assuming he doesn't die. Tony Morgan is in Buenos Aires. What I think we'll do with Tony is, he does have the ship ticket that he picked up off Agnes, off her belongings. So that should mean he can get to Bogota, then he can spend the ship ticket and get to San Francisco with Norman. And we may have a bit... Why not we just give Norman pretty much everything? I think we'll do that. We're not actually doing any fighting, I don't think, next turn. We're sort of setting ourselves up, ready for a last-ditch turn where we'll just try and kill as many things as we can. He can have banishment. He's pretty much guaranteed to be able to pick and choose what he wants to kill that way. So we'll pick something particularly nasty. There's probably things like the Gug or the Dart Young that we can just magic out of existence and do that. What else? Or we might actually pick the Shan, because it's physically resistant, which just makes it's just so annoying, that physical resistance. So we'll probably pick, yeah, we probably will pick that. Try and do that. Who else? Yeah, that was Tony. And we'll just do that, I think. Who'll be our first player? I don't suppose it really matters, but we'll make it Trish. Why not? So Trish can go first, and as I say, she'll do an influence test and then she'll travel to Shanghai. Mark Harrigan, possible influence test, and then he will rest and try and put something on the prayer. Then Tony Morgan will travel up to San Francisco, where he will be joined by Norman. Or should Tony just have a go with the banishment? He doesn't really need to go to San Francisco. Perhaps he just casts banishment. He just carries on casting banishment. It's a ritual action. And yeah, perhaps he'll cast... Yeah, he'll just cast banishment, I think. He won't move. We'll cast banishment, see if we can get rid of the Shan or something. He'll have 4 law with the +2. Let's see how we can do. Let's see if he's a bit luckier at rolling than Zoe or Agnes was. Okay, right, that's it for this turn. Thanks very much for watching turn 8 of Eldritch Horror and Azathoth. Hope you join me for turn 9. Until then, this is Catweazle signing off. Toodaloo.